I understand what's going on coronavirus, right? But just because the coronavirus is out, don't mean the other sicknesses like don't exist no more. Like the common cold still is the common cold. Like a person can just have a normal ass cold and not have coronavirus just because they cough.
Not no more. It's coronavirus.
Yeah, like nigga sneeze corona, nigga cough corona. It's like wait,
if you got anything, it's
corona.
It's like, wait. He probably he don't. You don't know if he has it. Like, do you? Alright. Let's treat it like that. I know, yeah, that is fucked up.
In 3, hold up, give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Hey, one goal, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. It's certain. Real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Ay, there's only one goal, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. And it's certain. Real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things.
Living a life just like a movie star. Oh, Corona. She wanna cough on you for days. Get you that strep throat.
Now we
Then-
all quarantine.
We quarantine. Fuck. Dude, when I go on news sites, dog, because I was trying to, like, I was battling and debating about whether I wanted to have, like, a corona-free episode, where we ain't gonna talk about no fucking corona. Fuck the corona.
Corona trying to run up, but I don't want no smoke. Next thing you know, I got a whole sore throat. They say we can't work, we gotta stay up in the house. But bitch, I got bills and my snacks ran out. I need toilet paper, my booty finna stink. City locked down and I can't even drink. I won't make it past a week, I'm about to be your goner. Can't do this anymore, man. Fuck Corona.
You heard me?
Yeah.
Or if we was gonna have one where we just talked about interesting things that's not the obvious about corona. And either way it went, when I get on the news, all you see is corona.
That's it.
Corona, son. And it's just one of those things of like how did we get here?
Everybody, I don't know who's got the coronavirus, and that's also why this is very important. This here is my corona stick. When somebody starts walking up to me, I will stick the stick out like this. And once they touch the tip of the stick, that's as close as they can get right there. Because that right there gives me enough distance to where if they cough, their coronavirus droplets will not make it into my mouth.
Yeah, has anybody seen Outbreak?
Son, and the way a lot of this shit is going is reminding people of so many different movies.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All those like virus movies are like way up in the charts right now as far as what's being watched, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, people
Like-
enjoy scaring the shit out of themselves.
I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
That's what they enjoy.
Caught something? What?
Yeah,
Do I have it? Did you just give it?
you know, baby, I ain't gonna see these. I'm clean, man. My dick is Mr. Clean Whistle Bleach, baby. I'm saying, no. I got the F.
What?
I got the feelings. Baby, I know I can fight them feelings, but I know I can fight it, baby.
You gotta go.
Just fuck you then, man. I was just playing around, man. I was role playing this shit, man. I ain't really catch no catch no motherfucking feelings. I don't catch no shit like that. You want that fine no way. Shit, looking like a tall, sexy, pretty, brown,
Leave!
zebra and shit. Fuck you, man. I'm about to leave and shit. It's not like I loved you or nothing. Not like I had you tattooed on my left ass cheek or nothing yesterday or nothing. Fuck, man. Fuck these feelings. I got feelings.
Yeah, I hope that's what it is. That they enjoy like scaring themselves, not that they're looking for like any sort of tips.
Answers,
honestly,
yeah.
honestly.
I need answers. Go on Netflix.
What if somebody was that goofy? Like, you know what? If I watch enough of these movies, I'm gonna figure out a
Figure it
way.
out. And you know what the conclusion I've come to? We just gotta blow every goddamn thing. Cause like if you go back and watch it, cause I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people I did. I watched it. I just clicked on it.
I did too. Fuck it.
Yeah, I hadn't watched it though. It was one of those movies though that I kind of seen as a child.
Wait, which movie you talking about?
Outbreak.
Outbreak, okay.
Like it's one of those movies I seen as a child, and they had these like images that were burned into my brain, right? But I never went back and watched it as an adult. And going back and watching it as an adult, it's like this is silly.
Yeah, right.
This is really silly.
If one of them's got it, then 10 of them have got it now. And if one of them gets out of Cedar Creek, we have a very interesting problem.
The most optimistic projection for the spread of the virus is this: 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours.
Many people are dying and are going to continue to die unless we find this monkey.
There will be panic the likes of which we have never seen.
There you are.
Donald. But see, here's what's fucked up part about that, dog. Like, as soon as he called it the Chinese virus, I was like, okay, Asian people are gonna start getting beat up. It's going to happen, and then it fucking happened. I'm like, son.
But my nigga, Asian people was getting beat up before he called it a Chinese virus, and that's what's the most troubling thing about all this. It's like the fact that it came from Asia. Us in America was already on one. We was already.
Well, I
on
mean
one other people, son.
that definitely threw some gas on the fucking fire.
Oh
then,
no,
because-
absolutely.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. Comes from China. I want to be accurate.
About Chinese Americans
please,
in this
John.
country.
Please.
The debates behind you. Are you comfortable with this term?
I have great love for all of the people from our country. But as you know, China tried to say at one point, maybe they stopped now, that it was caused by American soldiers. That can't happen. It's not going to happen. Not as long as I'm president. It comes from China.
I think the most frustrating thing of everything about you, there's a litany of things that you can say about Donald fucking Trump, right? But like, I think one of the most frustrating things about his presidency is the lack of dignity. You know what I'm saying? Like, whether you Republican or Democrat or where have you, like, even Ronald Reagan had dignity about him. You know what I'm saying? George Bush Sr. had dignity about him. We telling people we have different politics with George Bush Jr., dignity about him. You feel me? No matter what, when you look at the presidency, there's a certain, you know what I mean, gravitas that's there that he is completely shat and pissed and defecated and threw up on.
Nothing matters.
And it just, dude,
it's who these motherfuckers voted in, son.
Bro, I was talking to somebody recently how it's so hilarious that both of our last two presidents can teach you that you can be anything that you want to be in two very distinctive different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow,
yes.
I mean, like, we were laughing. It's like, man, Kanye for 2020 and shit.
My nigga.
It's like, nigga, you would never do that. Nigga, you don't have a chance.
One is inspirational, one is audacious, but either way it goes.
That's the fucking classic. A thing can be two things at once.
I now pronounce you President of the United States of America.
Kanye, how does it feel to be president?
This is the happiest day of my life.
Then why aren't you smiling?
I am smiling.
And who could forget President West's first press conference?
And for my first order of business, I want to make weed legal.
But, sir, making weed legal for the entire U.S. could take years.
Nah, bruh. Legalize weed in space.
But we don't own space.
We do now. I made that shit.
That's a globe.
Of the moon, which now I own. I made that shit.
Oh, moon politics. And who could forget when Kanye finally got his cabinet together?
And right here, this is a solid oak. I hand sanded it and finished it myself, fam.
Where are the cabinet members?
You don't have the answers! You ain't got the answers! You don't know me!
And it's just frustrating because, again, like, you will look to your presidency to quell, because you got to remember, we have Asian Americans in this country that have never left this country. They got motherfucking Brads and Chads and Ties out here that's fucking, we're all American, you know what I mean, that talk and look at you like, I don't speak none of those languages, I don't know nothing about none of that shit. Then they mischaracterize, misrace a lot of them. We got all these Vietnamese people getting called Chinese, these Japanese people getting called Chinese, and it opens the door up to see that, to show also the fact of,
We are ignorant as fuck.
We are ignorant as fuck, and Chinese and Asian Americans in general, they have their own section of racism that we all take a part in. Now, oftentimes us as black people, we be like, fuck everybody but black people, because Asian people, they have taken a part in the racism that's, because white people accept them more than us. So, like, by not saying nothing at times, even though, yes, there's been a lot of Asian people ride for black people. I'm not saying there's none, but I'm just saying a lot of people, what they call it, the yellow, they call it something.
There's a lot of pressure when you have been tagged as the model minority, as a community that's got it all together. But when we have issues of mental health that are not being addressed, when we have high rates of poverty, kids are not graduating from high school at the rates that we think they are, those things get swept under the rug. And so sometimes when we're tagged with a certain expectation, we try to live up to it. And we may not talk about those problems that we see in our communities.
But I can't ignore the fact of even though we have that gripe, they have a lot of, in America makes fun of Asians hard. All of us do. Like all of us, like black people call some Asian girl, they say ling ling and all kind of shit, easy and fast, and you'd be like, damn son, like why'd you coming like that? So the fact that him as president gonna call it the Chinese flu or saying kung flu, dog, nigga, you there's a whole section of Americans that you just shitting on again.
When I first moved to this country, I didn't know the language or the culture. I would shrink my shoulders, put my head down, and try to be invisible.
The immigrant shrivel.
A model minority. I didn't want to cause any trouble, so I apologized all the time, even when I wasn't wrong, like you do. Until one day, back when I was teaching, I gave this kid an F. He got upset and he told his parents that I shouted at him, which I didn't do. But instead of standing up for myself, I agreed to apologize.
I'm very sorry for what happened with Steven. Please accept my apology.
Thank you. You're still gonna fire her, right? We'd hate to have to tell the school board about this.
Yes, I suppose that is the only appropriate move.
What?
You understand, Jessica. It's just easier this way.
What you saying, my nigga?
Never mind. Cause like, I really felt like for a long time, just in terms of like, just in the whole racism conversation, I feel like a lot of times, at least from my perspective, I wouldn't necessarily see like a lot of Asians like speaking up for black people.
Oh, I ain't saying there's a lot. Well, first off, I'm gonna say this. We ain't got a lot of Asians in the country, period, by comparison. I'm just saying that as a stat. But no, I get what you're saying. Like, if you look at, like, in history, at the marches, it's not like you see this large contingent of Asians out there.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is, I don't want people to be like, no, there are some. I'm
Of
just
course
saying
that-
they
yeah,
exist.
right, yeah.
But I won't say that I've seen this large number when I look back in history of, I can peek up.
Now, be that as it is, I still take up for the Asian cause, because I mean, racism is just trash no matter who's suffering from it.
But I know Asian people personally that have. Like, I'm saying, like, if I look at the scope, I don't know. But from being in South and New Orleans, I know people personally as Asian American that have stood up for black issues. So that's what I got to give from. I only can speak for. I'm one person, and oftentimes, anecdotal ain't the best way to go. But I can.
No, I can totally take that for what it is, though.
Yeah. Word. But I just hate. But it's a rising little shit. It's like not even a rising, because it's always been an underlying thing. Racism is racism, whether it's against black people, Arab people, Asian people. Hispanic people. Everybody got their own like issue they got to deal with if they're not white and straight and male in this country. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like we're really seeing it be really fucking dense right now, just because of this virus and that fear, dog.
Yeah,
that
fear
is. It's the road to all our problems.
Yeah.
You talk about divide?
They gotta stop.
Generally speaking, in human nature, dog, fear is usually the root cause of majority of our issues. And it's unfortunate to see it play out no matter how sophisticated we get. We still suck.
Every disease has ever came from China, homie. Everything comes from China. It's disgusting.
There have been a lot of people who just use this fear to justify racism against Asian people and to scapegoat Asian people for their fear of the coronavirus.
My students started to say that I may have the coronavirus.
based on what I look like. When I started hearing students say, I'm not going to enter the room because she might have it. If she coughs, I'm not going to be near her. I could not help but feel hurt inside because this is the result of misinformation being spread.
He was verbally attacking me, but then he opened up his soda bottle. He kept saying that he was gonna pour it on me. He called me a bunch of other things, and he kept making the motion that he was gonna pour it on me, and he started spitting at me as well. I looked around, of course nobody wanted to acknowledge that anything was happening.
What y'all been doing during this Corona time? Like, how y'all been taking this shit in?
Man, same shit I'm always fucking doing. Though.
I mean, yeah.
Staying the fuck out of niggas' way though. Like at my dog, I'm at my house. I'm cooking my own food. Like I'm not getting too much takeout or whatever. Like if I have to leave, you know, I go to the store, gas station, grocery, you know, bank. Outside of that, dude, I'm at home, son. I'm that social spacing shit, dog. Like I'm abiding by that, dog.
Social distance.
Social distancing. There we are. Like I'm being socially distanced, son. Like that's pretty much the best thing that we can all be doing, son.
So Devin says just a Friday for him. So what do
Just
you guys
Friday.
say?
So fucking bored. Look how bored he is. Look how many blunts he rolled already. Back to back for no damn reason.
Normally, it's like there's always like a show or something to kind of be shooting or be doing. I'm always out Friday and Saturday night shooting at the clubs and stuff. And now where that's not really a thing anymore.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling.
Literally, right?
I am climbing the fucking walls. I did not understand how much I enjoyed just like getting out and having a drink and just kind of stretching my legs, looking around, doing some, you know, just being out.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, well, gotta stay home.
50 times?
More.
100 times?
More.
200 times?
More.
500 times?
Probably.
Out without guilt.
Yeah.
You know, they gonna shame you now if they see out what you doing out.
Yeah. I just like, I ain't gonna, and
Say your ass inside what you doing out. Look at these niggas being out.
And that's the other thing. Like I feel weird even just being out. It's like fuck, but I feel like I'm like doing something bad.
wrong.
Yeah, it's like let me hurry up and do the fuck I gotta do. Y'all looking at me too fucking hard right now, man.
One of my most old man pastimes that I love to do is grocery shop. I love going grocery shopping. Going grocery shopping sucks now.
Shit, I've been out since '88, but now you guys need me, huh? I don't know what the fuck you think hand sanitizers are gonna do. Like what? I'm supposed to save the day? We got guns. We got scientists. Motherfuckers went to Harvard for what? It's just like, why are you guys looking at me to save the day? The fuck? Or just because I'm a Purell bottle, I can't smoke? You don't think I'm stressed out? I ain't had a day off in weeks, bro. I'm more stressed out than these doctors.
I don't think you are.
Yeah, you right. See, everybody coughing. Everybody got that Rona talk.
No, you're smoking.
Bro, I just picked this shit up yesterday. You think I know how to inhale yet? Fuck you looking at? See, I can't even go anywhere on these streets. It ain't safe for me out here. That's why I stay strapped.
Strapped?
Yeah, I got a gun.
What?
Yeah, it's just real out here. Some old dude tried to chase me down in a motorized scooter yesterday at Walmart being like, that's mine. Nah, fam, that's a 9mm. Times is tough. I got to put on for me and my family. It's my daughter right here.
And if you think you're smart and going there early, no, everybody think they smart and they going there early. So early is the worst time to go.
Right.
It's good to go later, but later ain't got shit. Ain't that some shit? Life right now is surreal. Nigga can't go to the gym.
No gym. I was just about to say that. No gym.
Can't go to the gym.
Oh my
I bought a yoga mat though. I've been doing push-ups and sit-ups in this bitch.
Out of necessity.
Necessity.
Like,
I don't know when this gym gonna open. I only can do so many push-ups, pull-ups, and goddamn sit-ups and jumping jacks before I want to lift a goddamn weight.
Right.
You hear me? So I got one.
But if you do 100 a day, you're gonna turn into One Punch Man.
Hey, one goal, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. It's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Hey, there's only one goal, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. And it's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things.